Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the glamorous, scandalous, and ever-thrilling world of Los Angeles fashion and family feuds. Today is a beautiful day to unpack the latest explosive drama waiting for us on the horizon. The stakes have never been higher, and the emotional warfare is just beginning. Let us get right into the heart of the action. The sultry air of Los Angeles is practically vibrating with unspoken threats and simmering resentments as we approach the highly anticipated Wednesday, August 26th, 2026, episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. The glamorous facades of the Forrester and Spencer empires are cracking, revealing the raw, unfiltered human emotions boiling just beneath the surface. At the center of this impending emotional apocalypse are two fiercely distinct storylines that promise to shatter the fragile peace of our favorite daytime characters. On one side of town, a vicious clash of matriarchs and a mysterious past threaten to destroy a budding romance, while on the other side, the ruthless demands of the fashion industry collide with the delicate, fractured bonds of a mother and daughter. Let us begin by unpacking the intense, suffocating tension currently suffocating the Spencer Beach house. Katie Logan Spencer has always been a fiercely protective mother, a woman who guards her son with the ferocity of a lioness protecting her cub. Katie has already harbored deep-seated, venomous suspicions regarding Melissa Dillon, viewing the young woman not as a victim of circumstance, but as a highly calculated, manipulative gold digger. However, Katie's baseline anxiety is about to skyrocket into an absolute stratosphere of panic and rage. When Katie marches over to the beach house to check on a vulnerable, heartbroken Will Spencer, she is met with a sight that shakes her to her very core. Melissa Dillon is not just lingering around as a temporary comfort. She has firmly planted herself as Will's new roommate. For Katie, this is the ultimate nightmare scenario unfolding right before her eyes. She sees her son, still reeling and emotionally fragile from his catastrophic, violent breakup with Electra Forrester, being preyed upon by a woman who seems entirely too interested in the Spencer fortune and the prestige of the Ion fashion empire. Katie's interrogation tactics are legendary, and she immediately launches into a relentless, blistering line of questioning aimed directly at Dillon. Katie wants answers. She wants accountability, and most importantly, she wants Dillon out of her son's life immediately. But Katie is making a grave miscalculation. She is poking a sleeping bear, vastly underestimating the resilience and the sheer, unadulterated grit of the young woman standing before her. Melissa Dillon is not a fragile flower willing to wilt under the blinding heat of Katie's disapproval. She is a survivor, a young woman who has navigated the treacherous waters of Los Angeles and the cutthroat environment of Forrester Creations. Dillon is the type of girl who absolutely refuses to let anyone stand in her way, regardless of how much money they have in their bank account or how much power they wield in this town. When Katie attempts to throw her weight around, acting like an untouchable Mrs. Moneybags, Dillon pushes back with equal ferocity. Dillon firmly believes that she and Will are consenting adults capable of making their own decisions, and she boldly suggests that it is high time Katie cut the umbilical cord and let her son live his own life. This intense, friction-filled standoff is about to blow the doors wide open on Melissa Dillon's closely guarded history. The official teasers for this monumental episode reveal that Dillon will finally be forced to face her past head-on. We're about to learn the intricate, shadowy details of where this young woman came from and what she has endured to get to where she is today. The narrative suggests that while Dillon may have made some highly questionable choices and perhaps even done some bad things in her past to survive, she is not inherently a bad person. Her love for Will, despite Katie's vicious accusations, might actually be rooted in genuine affection rather than a cold, calculated desire for his family's immense wealth. However, Dillon knows that she cannot fight the formidable Katie Logan Spencer entirely on her own. Recognizing that the walls are closing in and that Katie's wealth and influence could easily crush her, Dillon plays her ultimate trump card. She summons her mother, Darcy Dillon, to Los Angeles. The impending arrival of Darcy is set to shift the entire power dynamic of this storyline. Darcy is a fiercely protective force of nature in her own right, a woman who will undoubtedly go to war to protect her daughter from the elitist judgments of the Logan and Spencer families. The stage is being meticulously set for an epic, venomous clash of the matriarchs. When Darcy touches down in Los Angeles, Katie will quickly realize that she has finally met her match, and while Spencer will find himself paralyzed in the center of a devastating maternal war zone. While the beach house transforms into a battlefield, a different kind of warfare is being waged in the sleek, glass-paneled offices of Logan Creations. Hope Logan Spencer is currently riding the dizzying, exhilarating high of her phenomenally successful debut collection, Hope by Logan. She has officially defected from Forrester Creations, completely blindsiding her former family and stepping out of the towering shadows of Ridge and Steffy Forrester. Hope is now the crown jewel of Katie and Bill Spencer's corporate empire, but with great success comes an absolutely crushing, suffocating level of expectation. Bill Spencer, the ruthless, Machiavellian titan of industry, is never satisfied with just one victory. Dollar Bill operates on an insatiable appetite for dominance, wealth, and total market control. The spectacular success of Hope's first collection is merely an appetizer for him. The episode will showcase Bill relentlessly pushing Katie, Hope, and their lead designer, Deke Sharp, to immediately begin churning out the next blockbuster collection. Bill's aggressive, uncompromising management style is a known entity, but it carries a dark, ominous undertone for those who remember the history of this show. Longtime viewers will vividly recall the harrowing storyline where Bill Spencer's relentless, high-pressure demands pushed the legendary Eric Forrester to the absolute brink of a severe, life-threatening medical crisis. Bill's obsession with crushing the competition and maximizing profits blinded him to the human toll his demands were taking on the aging patriarch. Now, history threatens to repeat itself in the halls of Logan Creations. Bill is applying that exact same suffocating pressure to Hope and Deke. While they have achieved a monumental triumph, it was just one collection. Bill wants an empire, and he expects Hope and Deke to sacrifice their sleep, their sanity, and their well-being to deliver it to him on a silver platter. This mounting corporate pressure is compounding the severe psychological trauma that Hope is already enduring in her personal life. Her defection to Logan Creations did not just sever her professional ties to Forrester. It completely shattered her relationship with her mother, Brooke Logan Forrester. Brooke viewed Hope's departure as the ultimate betrayal, leading to a violent, heartbreaking confrontation where Brooke smashed a monitor, officially disowned her daughter, and evicted Hope and Liam from the cabin on the Logan estate. Hope is currently carrying the agonizing, crushing guilt of alienating the woman who gave her life, leaving her emotionally vulnerable and desperately in need of an anchor. Enter Deacon Sharp, the reformed bad boy and proud owner of the newly reopened bikini bar, steps into the glaring spotlight of Logan Creations to provide his daughter with the paternal guidance she so desperately craves. Deacon's visit to Hope is a poignant, beautifully written moment amidst the surrounding chaos. Deacon sees the immense weight resting on Hope's shoulders. He sees the dark circles under her eyes from Bill's relentless demands. But more importantly, he sees the profound, agonizing heartbreak in her soul over the catastrophic rift with Brooke. Deacon pulls Hope aside to offer her some profound, fatherly advice. He makes sure to validate her professional choices, expressing his immense, overflowing pride in the spectacular empire she and Deke Sharp are building from the ground up. Deacon wants Hope to know that she made a bold, courageous move by taking control of her own destiny and stepping out of the Forrester shadow. However, Deacon's primary concern is healing the shattered bond between Hope and Brooke. He understands the complex, often toxic, but undeniably profound dynamic of the Logan women better than almost anyone else in Los Angeles. Deacon gently but firmly advises Hope regarding her mother. He knows that Brooke can be incredibly toxic, overbearing, and judgmental. He knows that Brooke's reaction to the Logan defection was disproportionately violent and deeply hurtful. But Deacon also knows, with absolute certainty, that Brooke loves Hope with a fierce, unconditional passion that defies all logic. Deacon urges Hope to practice patience. He advises her to look past the stinging venom of Brooke's recent actions and recognize that her mother's fury is born from a deeply misguided place of maternal protection and a fear of losing her child to Katie's influence. Deacon's advice to Hope is to give Brooke the time and space she needs to process the shock of the betrayal, but to never stop reaching out. He encourages Hope to be the bigger person, to continue extending an olive branch even when it gets slapped away, because eventually the impenetrable wall of Brooke's anger will crack under the weight of her love for her daughter. This emotional, heart-to-heart conversation highlights Deacon's incredible evolution from a chaotic troublemaker to a wise, stabilizing patriarch who desperately wants to see his family whole again. As the episode draws to a close, the intricate web of these storylines promises to deliver unparalleled daytime drama. While Spencer is trapped between a mother who wants to control his life and a new lover who refuses to be intimidated, Melissa Dillon is preparing to unleash her own mother, Darcy, onto the Los Angeles canvas, guaranteeing an explosive, high-society showdown that will rock the Spencer family to its core. Meanwhile, Hope Logan Spencer is fighting a war on two fronts, battling the ruthless, soul-crushing corporate demands of Bill Spencer while desperately trying to navigate the emotional minefield of her shattered relationship with Brooke. With Deacon Sharp standing by as the voice of reason, the audience is left breathless, waiting to see which of these fragile relationships will survive the impending storm and which will be reduced to absolute ashes. The drama is intoxicating, the stakes are monumental, and the emotional fallout will undoubtedly change the landscape of the bold and the beautiful forever.